NFT Remains. Non-fungible is the new standard for creative disruption.
Next up, we've got Vasil Tuchkov, Head of Creative at StudioRubik Productions, and he's going to be discussing non-fungible is a new standard for creative disruption.
Can I have a clicker?
Okay, guys. Hi. So, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a writer, entrepreneur. I'm a partner at 2 tech companies, and I'm the founder of a disruptive creative agency. We got 50 million views for some of the biggest brands in the world. What we do is disruption. We basically focus on ideas, and we create impact. So I come from real life industry, even though I've been in blockchain since 2013. And currently, we've teamed up with some people from Pixar, and we're creating the first NFT franchise. So these are some of the clients we work with. And this is Anthony Christoph, my partner, who's the art director of WALL-E, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. So we're applying this experience to the world of NFTs. All right. So our mutual pain in this whole ordeal has been, because since we're a collective of creatives, engineers, the CEO of Viacom, the vice president, art directors from Hollywood, we always share the same pain, which is whenever you're releasing a creative product, such as software, a movie, a game, there's always limited creative freedom in this current state. So, for example, you would have target groups, focus groups, clients, big executive studios, everybody crippling the creation on its way to arriving at an audience. So audiences get access to a safe kind of product where no longer things, creative risks are taken, such as done when the first Matrix came out, or the original Star Wars, Lion King, and so on. So our solution to this, we've worked on all these that you see there. Our solution is basically blockchain. So the future of entertainment is decentralized, and art and tech and gaming and finance and entertainment comes all at once through non-fungibles. I've been in blockchain for a long time, and I've had locked private keys and almost burned down the house mining Bitcoin with flat cables ordered from China. But I've always been super fascinated by the technology, and for me, the first non-copyable asset on the internet was groundbreaking. So afterwards, of course, there's that first initial hype that we all had with CryptoPunks and Bored Apes, and all the copycats started emerging afterwards by just flipping NFTs, changing the colors, and this will only last for a while, and the time for change and for depth and for deep story has come. So what remains is storytelling, and storytelling is embedded in our human natures. It's what the fabric of dreams are made of. The dreams that we later can manifest into ideas. You know, originally Jules Verne thought about the Nautilus, which was then turned into a submarine and realized by scientists later. So I tried to give a quick tutorial on how we're doing it and on how to make NFTs deeper and more meaningful. First of all, we start with a story. In my case, that was a novel. I wrote that during quarantine times and after a divorce. It was then turned into a graphic novel. And from it, we started building a world of its own. So imagine a world much like ours, after wars like the one happening right now in Ukraine, after pollution and overconsumption. And the only left materials in the world are bone, sand, and plastic. And at the center of everything, you know, that's the first element is having to relate to something that's current. The second thing is you need something unique. So at the center of this wasteland world, this beyond dystopia, is a mysterious yellow lake that locals call the Yellow Mouth. It's a swallowing pit that's sucking in the world onto itself and slowly dragging everything. And now we need characters. So we have it and its father, 2 characters, which, since it's a story of change and it's a story of father and son at world's end, genders such as he, she, or they have disappeared. So we're left with it and it. So each day they start walking away from the Yellow Mouth And each day, they stop to sleep, only to wake up in front of the shores of this lake and not beyond them. So they start the walk over again. They feed on bone, and its father teaches its son the ways of the olden days. Now, this, of course, is a metaphor for life itself. Why get out of bed? Why keep going to your job? Every time you don't commit suicide, you're making a choice, right? The choice to continue, to fight, and to go on. And this is the relatable element. If you go to the yellow mouth, it is neither cold nor hot, nor does it hurt. But if you stare too long at it, the word home might perhaps form in your mind. And of course, its father teaches its son never to stare for too long. So, if you hold a knife, for example, if you dip it inside and you take it out, now it's part of your hand, embedded in your flesh. And they add different things such as arms, legs, knives, and also absurd things such as dildos and Oscar statuettes. And these are some of the hand-drawn. Of course, using the tech, you can then merge it. We created this generative collection that we arrive at these particular resistors automatically. So I really believe in the mixture of metaverse and real life and digital. We're biological beings and we need both. So a good thing would be to give your audience physical rewards, whether it's a book, a song, an animation, a play-to-earn game, or like in our case, we also have physical merchandise, such as action figures and the whole story of that. So, one sec. This is the resistor. Now, aside from all of this, we like to call it fiction or prediction. Money, since this is a project to make money for blockchain and NFT enthusiasts, right? But money should be the byproduct of value. And there should be a relatable cause that makes positive change in the world. So in our case, we have an environmental cause. And I went around different cities in the world and shot homeless people and pollution. And then our artists turned them into characters of the novel, which are then staked and used as characters in the game that we're currently developing. And we like to say fiction or prediction just because of that. In this desert paradise that Dubai is, maybe the problem of pollution, of homelessness is pretty far away, but you never know when it's going to come knocking on your door. And I think it's a good way to raise awareness and start a change from this Tower of Babylon. Another thing that we can all do, of course, because of the blockchain that gives transparency, the causes are going to be chosen by the community. So by owning a piece of an NFT collection that's embedded, you're giving the viewer not only viewing options, but you're turning audiences into participants that can contribute to that change. And afterwards, you can also, in our case, we created this treasury that whenever all the money that is collected from it will be used as a grant. So you submit a project, a board game, a play-to-earn model, and on a basis of milestones covered, pieces of the grant will be paid for by the Treasury wallet. So I do believe that it's very important to go deep into a story and to try to make sustainable things that last, not just one-offs and flip-offs, and to keep it open source and play with other projects, whether it's Decentraland or Sandbox, and make sure that this metaverse is made of quality and of people that want to continue the story. So stories are contagious and language is a virus, Be real, start a story, continue it, let others continue it, plant a seed and watch it grow into a beautiful garden of positive change. I believe that that is the meaning of art and tech, and they can be united within the NFT ecosystem. Thanks.